Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Student World Talks. My name is Lean, and today I will be the host for this episode. Thank you so much, guys, for joining and for taking the time out of your day to be here. I really want to congratulate you guys for being here because this shows that you guys are serious about studying abroad and that you're actually going after your dreams and, to finally pursue and accomplish this goal. Before starting to talk about what today's episode will be, I want to get to know you guys better. I want to know who's watching, where are you watching us from, just to make this more fun and more informal, just to have more engaging, just to make it more engaging with you guys. So please leave in the comments the countries that you guys are watching us from, and also tell me if this is your first time watching us on the Student World Talks. I was seeing a lot of you guys here waiting before we even started. So thank you so much for that. I really want to tell you guys hello. I want to talk to you more, engage with you more, just to make this as fun as possible and also as informative as possible. Because just like how you'll be commenting your cities and countries, I want to encourage you guys to do that throughout the live as well by keep asking your questions, anything you need to know about studying abroad. So I see a lot of comments here. Hello, hello from India, Sritama. Hello, Victor. And hello, Bisula from Nigeria. This is your first time. Thank you for joining. Hello to Heap from Nigeria as well. Hello, Smyrnad. And hello, Helene from South Africa. Hello from India, Parmer. Hello from Turkey. And we have Farouk from Turkey as well for the first time joining us. So thank you so much for joining. And I hope that you find this beneficial, guys, because this is truly just for you to ask your questions and to know anything that that you need to know about studying abroad, studying specifically in Canada and in the amazing destination that we're going to talk about today, which is Montreal, as you guys saw in the title already. We have also from South Africa, Michael. We have Arda from Turkey. And we also have James from Kenya. We have Danielle from Argentina. Hello. Paulus, this is your fifth time here. That's amazing. I'm really happy to know that you're back. This means that we're actually giving beneficial information, and we hope to keep doing that. And if anyone here has any suggestions, you're more than welcome to give it to us, guys, and we will for sure take that into consideration. So thank you so much, guys, for commenting your countries and saying hello to me. I want you to keep doing that, keep getting engaged and asking all your questions and telling me about your plans, about your study abroad plans and goals. Because as I said, my name is Lean as well, and I came to study abroad in Canada. I was living in Saudi Arabia, and I came all the way here just to pursue my goals as well. So I also want to remind you guys to like this video if you're enjoying it and subscribe to our YouTube channel just so you can get notifications about our videos and about our lives, just so you can stay up to date with our content. So finally, let's introduce what today's episode will be about. As I said, we're going to talk about the amazing destination, about the city of Montreal in Canada. So we're going to talk about studying in the second largest French-speaking city in the world. This bilingual city in Canada is one of the best student cities in the world. It is ranked first in North America, and fourth in the world. And it is North America's #1 host city for international events and has over 200,000 students, making it very lively and a perfect destination for students because there's truly people from all over the world. Let's watch this video together to know more about this fantastic city.
We gathered responses from students and prospective students about what they thought about the world's best student cities. They're really excited by London and New York and Paris and these big cities that have got a lot to offer. But when we look at the student review, those expectations are not necessarily being met. There's a general sense that those cities are a little bit more impersonal. So that's the main place where Montreal has gained a lot of ground.
It's not super big. There's like that sense of community. quelque chose de cool, de détendu, où il n'y a pas forcément de jugement.
Un endroit agréable à vivre parce que les gens sont ouverts.
Everybody here is very friendly and the environment is just very intimate.
Let's examine in detail why those students have rated Montreal so highly. 5 key themes. First, it's a beautiful city. Architecturally, environmentally, the whole city is seen as very attractive. Second, it's affordable. Particularly rents have been mentioned, but also other aspects. Third, the quality of institutions. They are all very well ranked. Fourth, the scene, arts, culture, the nightlife, things that students want to do. And finally, the multiculturalism that stems from that makes Montreal seem like a very welcoming international city.
That was great. I'm really excited to know more about this great city. Today, we're going to have two lovely guests from Montreal International, which is an organization that helps international students from all over the world come to Montreal to study and pursue their goals. So let's finally have them on stage with us here today. We have Marine and we also have Eugenie today. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Lee. Thank you for having us.
How do you feel being here and seeing students from all over the world? They're coming from a lot of countries today.
I love it. It's great. Hi, guys.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to give you guys the opportunity at first to introduce yourselves. Just tell the students just your name and what do you do for Montreal International.
Please, Marine, you can go first.
Sure. So I was born and raised in France, and then I came to Montreal to pursue my studies. So right after high school, so I studied here for a while, and then I loved it so much that I decided to stay and now work for Montreal International and help myself, all the students to come and study in Montreal.
I'm Eugenie. Marine and I are co-workers, and we both work for an initiative called I Choose Montreal. And I'm an advisor for the attraction of international students to our great city.
Perfect. Thank you guys for the introductions. And guys, as you heard, both Marine and Eugenie really know a lot about studying in Montreal, of course. So please keep your questions coming. Okay, so the first question from my side is that we know that students love Canada as it's a very popular destination, and there's a lot of amazing cities. But what makes Montreal specifically unique and different from other Canadian cities?
Okay, you go first, Eugenie.
That's very great because we just watched a video about it, but there's like many different reasons why Montreal is so loved. I would say that one of the reasons is that it's a really human scale city. There are people from all over the place. You can study in French or in English in Montreal. There are really great universities and colleges to choose. And what else would you say, Marine?
Yeah, I really like it. It's a really very young city. We have a lot of students coming from everywhere around the world. So it's so great to meet people that were born in Africa and Brazil, pretty much everywhere. So it's so rich to meet people and share their culture. So you're just being in the same city and you kind of travel because you meet so many people from very interesting different backgrounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great reasons. Thank you for that. And I just have a question for the students watching us. Guys, can you please tell us in the comments if you have ever visited Montreal? And if you have, tell us what do you know about Montreal and just keep engaging with us in the comments. So the next question is that Montreal is known for having huge festivals and international events, just like I mentioned before. So can you tell us more about those festivals and events that students can enjoy there?
I think that in Montreal, there's always something to do. We have 4 seasons. There's some things to do in summertime, even in wintertime. There's always something to do. You probably have heard of the Jazz Fest or the Francophonie or even Igloo Fest, which is a winter festival where people are dancing outside with some disguises on. It's pretty great. There's a lot of music happenings going on around the city from people from all over the world. So it's a really multicultural city in a way. What's
Yeah.
your highlight, Marine? What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy the fact that there is always something to do, whether it's summer or winter, because people might think that in winter we don't do anything, but that's not true. We have like 100 festivals a year, a lot of outdoor concerts. So as a student, it's really great because you also meet people from other universities than your own. So it's really cool to attend these events.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, other than festivals and music and those events, what other maybe winter activities can students do there? Because a lot of them haven't visited Canada. They don't know a lot about maybe the Canadian activities that are popular there.
Marine has a great story about it because she didn't like winter at first, but I will give you continue. But I think
Yeah,
that's one of the things that you enjoy the most now, like being in Montreal.
I was really scared like to come to Canada for like during the winter season because I don't really like snow and cold temperatures. But actually, I think it's so great that we have real winter and then we have very hot summers too. But in winter in Montreal, we have like this huge park, which is kind of our central park. It's called Montreal Park, and within the park, and it's like one metro station away from each university, you can ice skate, you can go snowshoeing, you can cross country skiing, like so many activities that you wouldn't think that you could do it in town, but yeah, you could do it like 10 minutes, 10 blocks away from the city center.
And we spoke a lot about the festivals, but there's also like a lot of museums, restaurants. There's theaters, and really there's a lot of cultural expression going on.
Yeah, that's perfect. That was my like next question. Like other
Oops,
than
sorry.
festivals. No, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect. Like other than festivals, so these are the things that they can enjoy there. So that's great. And what about? So you mentioned that you have a lot of restaurants and you have like a really unique cuisine there in Montreal. Maybe can you tell us about the traditional food there? What is usually Montreal known for having food there?
I know that a lot of people are thinking about the poutine, but there's way more than that. There's like the beaver tail. There are bagels also that are really popular. Smoked meat also. So we have different local food that are really enjoyable. But one of the things I really wanted to mention also is that within Montreal, we have different neighborhoods. That could be like the Italian neighborhood, the Chinese neighborhood, the French neighborhood. So you can find a lot of different international cuisines with some fusion with local food. So I think that Montreal is really known as a food scene internationally because we do have a lot of different restaurants, and you can really find the cuisine that you're looking for when you want it.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned the poutine, and that's true. Like when people research first Montreal, the first thing that comes up is poutine. So, guys, I want to ask you if you have in the comments, tell us if you have ever tried poutine, and what did you think of it if you tried it before, because it is pretty unique to Montreal. So I just want to see what they think of it. So the next question is that do the students have to speak French in order to study in Montreal?
Actually, no. It depends on the language that you choose for your studies. So you can study in French or you can study in English, but the language requirement is only the one that you chose. But don't be afraid about the French teaching universities. Some of you might think I won't go there because I don't speak French, but within French speaking universities, you can often study in English too.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. We have here Helene. I think she said yes. I loved it. I think she's talking about the. So that's great. We have someone here who tried it. Thank you for sharing. And Marine, you mentioned that you came to Montreal as an international student. So, what made you choose Montreal as your study destination?
A couple of things actually. It was that it's the the culture of what we talked about, it's very multicultural. That is something that really was important to me. Also, the quality of education and the numbers of universities that Montreal has. So, depending on what you want to study, I think you will find the right fit for you. I really like the fact that it's a bilingual city. So I was already good in French because I was from France, but I thought it was cool to come to a city where I can speak both languages. And also, Montreal offered the lowest tuition fees in North America, so that was also an important major point in my decision.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, Eugenie, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that I think that studying in Montreal can be like a linguistic advantage too, because while being in French in one language, let's say French or English, you can really take advantage of your stay in Montreal to learn the other language. So there's a lot of bilingual or even trilingual
Mhm.
program also, or even private institutes if you want to take some French classes or English classes to get better in the language of your choosing.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for mentioning that. I saw a couple of comments saying, I want to study a language there, I want to study French. So that's definitely an option there in Montreal. So I know a lot of students are curious about knowing also the environment. So how is the environment there in Montreal? Would you say it's more like a busy, like a city vibe, or is it more like relaxed and quiet?
I think it's a bit of both, actually. It's the biggest city in the province of Quebec, so it's really lively. There's a lot of things going on. There's different neighborhoods and so on. But in a way, there's also a lot of vie de quartier. So the kind of you can get your way around your neighborhood and get to know the little cafes and to make some friends, go visit your neighbors. So it's really kind of it's being in a small place within a bigger place.
Yeah, I read this thing that it's a mix of like a European style and also North
Exactly.
America.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can find some really modern things and also really olden things also going on in the city. So we have both vibes actually, North American and even European also. So it's a great mix of everything. I think Montreal is everything that you want it to be. So you can really find your place and really build your own personal project and make the best out of it.
That's really beautiful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I know that we spoke a little bit about the weather, but can you maybe like tell the students again, like how's the weather like, and like in the summer, how hot it is, and then in the winter, how cold it is, just like that, so they can have an idea.
Marie?
Yeah, so we get really warm summer. So in summer it could be like from June to September. It could be around 25, 30 degrees Celsius. And then we have also beautiful fall, with all the colors. And maybe you can see like on my picture background, the trees are really nice. And then we do, of course, have winters with a lot of snow. But actually it's nice because it's usually very sunny, not really cloudy except from when it's snowing. But so it's really beautiful weather. The sky is blue, the sun is here all day. And I think it's not minus 40 as maybe some people can imagine. It's not that cold. It's maybe around -5, -10 usually. And if you just when you come here, you will buy some snow boots, and they're not so big, like it's little boots, and then like the right coat, and you won't be cold. Like you won't be that cold. I was surprised because I thought I will be way colder than what I am.
No, it's true. And everything heated also. So the time that you'll spend outside under the cold is a really short time because the metro is heated, your apartment, the school, the bus even. So really don't be afraid of the cold. Of course it's cold. It is. We can't lie. But I mean, we're not always in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
You'll see it's really enjoyable.
That's great to know. Thank you. And so we have a question from Lon Dewey asking, how is safety in regards to women?
Actually, it's really safe. Montreal is one of the safest big cities in North America. We can both spoke as being both women. I'm not afraid of taking a cab at night to going back home after, let's say, a little night out. I really there's always people outside. There's lights all over the city also. So really, ladies, don't be afraid to take the metro back home, or even for your safety. I really do feel really safe myself.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. Thank you. And Michael is asking, how is the skiing in the areas around Montreal?
Absolutely, yes. Within Montreal, you can do some skiing on the Montreal, but the best place to go skiing is really outside of Montreal. But it's really close by. You just have to take a car and go for like a 1 hour drive, and there's a lot of different places to ski.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. And yeah, also in Montreal is known for affordability compared to other Canadian cities. So, what would you say is the average living cost for international students?
Marina?
Yeah, so one cost that is not really expensive here is your rent. So that's really cool because it's your like major cost when you're a student. So you have several options. You can live in the your university residences, because most of universities have them, but you can also rent an apartment and have a roommate. And I think most students, they do that because it's really easy to find an apartment here. You don't need a lot of paper or bank statements or whatever, so it's pretty easy to find one. And there are a lot of international students, so it's really easy to find a roommate like you, like is someone that is looking for a place to live. And then regarding the other things, when you're a student, you can have like an unlimited metro pass for 1 month, and it's pretty cheap because you get a student fare as well. But on average, if you want to see on our website, we have a cost comparator. So you just like put Montreal and you can compare it to 10 other cities in 5 currencies. So it will tell you, how is the rent in Montreal versus, let's say, in Paris, and how is the transportation, how is groceries shopping, etc. So I really encourage you to go and compare with the city that you know.
Yeah, perfect. And Marie, maybe you can let my colleague know about the link, and she can definitely
Sure.
post it in the chat as well so that students can visit that website. And now we got a great summary and a city overview about Montreal, and we know really great facts about it. So, guys, if the comments, if you still want to know about the city, keep asking your questions. But now the next topic is going to be more about the education in Montreal. So, can you describe the quality of education in Montreal?
It's a really good quality of teaching. There's many schools within Greater Montreal. A few of them are in some rankings, international rankings too. So really, there's a lot of options. We also have developed a tool in Montreal International that is called Study Connect. So if you're looking for your next school, I would recommend you to sorry about that, to use a Study Connect and enter your personal information to find out what schools really correspond to your study project within Montreal. So it's on the main page of our website, and I will really invite you to actually use the tool to get to know the schools a bit better.
That's great. Thank you. And how many universities are there in Montreal? And maybe can you give us an overview of these universities? Maybe name a few of them.
Yeah, of course. So there's 15 universities that have a campus within Greater Montreal. So we have English teaching university, French teaching universities, and sorry, sorry about that. And also specialized school for business, for example, or even investigation and science.
So, like English speaking universities that are famous will be McGill University, Concordia University, and French universities will be University of Montreal, in business, HEC Montreal, in engineering, Polytechnique, or we have like 15. So it's a lot of them, and they are all on a website, of course, if you want to have a look. But just in a nutshell, these are the universities in Montreal.
Mhm. Yeah, these are like the famous ones, the top ranked in Montreal. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you for mentioning them. And I think you mentioned before that students, because they keep asking in the comments, can they study in both the French or English?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they are programs that are bilingual.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And what are some of the most popular majors that students choose at universities in Montreal?
We actually did a top 3 or 5 of what we think are the most popular. I think that engineering is still really,
Mhm.
really popular. That also business.
Yeah.
And what would be the third? Do you think, Megan?
I think everything regarding data, artificial intelligence is really popular in Montreal. Is a very like it's a hub worldwide for these areas, and um, yeah, I think that are the most popular ones.
Absolutely, but you're on the great topic, Marine, because yeah, Montreal is a hub in AI, but also like in aerospace.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on in health sciences, also video games and animation and special effects. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of American movie that you might have watched and see that was partly made in our studios in Montreal, and
Yeah,
also a lot of video games too.
that's really interesting. Yeah. And Marine, you came as an international student to Montreal. So what program did you study? And can you just tell the students more about the learning? Was it more like practical, or did you do a lot of research? Just more about the learning style in Montreal.
So I studied business, and what I really liked about studying here is that it's not a huge classroom with hundreds of students, and uh, that you're just one of them. No, it's more like smaller classroom of maybe approximately 40 or 50 people, and you really interact with the teacher, and you have a lot of group projects and presentations and practical things to do. So this is what I really liked. We have cases about real companies in Montreal or international companies abroad. So yeah, I really like the fact that you can interact with the teacher and actually ask questions, and not and they are really available for you even after class if you didn't understand a concept and then you want to you know have more explanation. You can always email your teacher, and they will always they always found time for me. So
Yeah, that's really great. And Karina is asking about the co-op programs. She's asking what institutions do you recommend that have co-op or internship aspect. So maybe you can either suggest some universities, or Marine, if you had a co-op, maybe tell us about your experience as well about that.
A lot of different programs in university offer co-op programs or internships within your program. It's it's two different things actually, but it's really great as gaining some work experience while you're studying. But I'll let Marine speak about this her own experience.
yeah, my program was not a co-op program, but that didn't mean that I had no experience. Most of the students, like the very vast majority of students, have a part-time job, and not necessarily like in a grocery store. Like it could be in a company, or like part-time internship, or during the summertime. So even if you're not in a co-op program, you can always have experience, like professional experience as well, of course.
I think
So
I've seen the questions in the chat as is it can we work while we're studying? And the answer is yes. Actually, Mariam just mentioned it. You can work part time during your study in Quebec. With your study permit, you can work up to 20 hours per week. So that can help with the expenses of that situation. As mentioned, as Marine just mentioned, you can be working in a cafe or as in your field of study also to gain some more experience.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I think this was the question. Like if students can have a part-time job, and yeah, I think that would also help them financially.
Yeah, absolutely. It can help with the expenses for sure.
And
Perfect. And yeah, sorry, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's really easy to find a job right now because the unemployment rate is very low. Like especially if you're looking for a part-time, like in a cafe or a restaurant or whatever. When we go outside, we see signs saying we are hiring, we are looking for people. So if you're looking for a job, and it's a really great opportunity to help finance your study, it's really not an issue here to find a job.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, yeah, one of the questions is like, what are some examples of the job opportunities that they can work there? So you already mentioned like cafe, and like what else they can do in Montreal.
You can also work on campus. There's a lot of students
Yeah.
working on campuses, but also you can work in a restaurant. You can work in a movie theater, but you can also work in your field of study. So you could be working in what can it be in a school. You can work in whatever you're studying. You can even find a company. For example, if you're in computer science, you can probably find a company that is hiring some students.
For sure.
That's great. Thank you. And what is the tuition fee average for universities in Montreal?
It depends on where you're from because Quebec has some agreements with other countries around the world. I'm thinking about France, for example, or Belgium. But I would say that an average would be for international students of around 20,000 Canadian dollar a year.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. And thank you also for your question. And what scholarships are available for international students wanting to study in Montreal?
Marie,
We have a few scholarships, and I actually just put the link in the chat, so I think it will appear in a few seconds. Because this page on our website just lists all the scholarships that are available for international students. So it could be excellence scholarships given by the university or the government. Really, a lot of options. So if you're interested about a scholarship, just click on the different one and then see if you're eligible or not.
But I also want to add that the scholarships are also usually managed by the university or the college itself. So one of the recommendations that we have for you would be, first of all, to apply to the school of your choosing. And then once you're accepted, just before waiting for the answer, you can actually contact their financial aid office and ask for what you could be eligible to.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. And yeah, the link is posted now in the comments. So guys, you can check out all the scholarship opportunities for international students at this website. Um, and then Helene has a question. What is the likelihood of a student receiving a scholarship?
It's like it's usually merit based scholarships. It's really depending on your grades, of the quality of your project, what you'll be studying. So it's a kind of contest. So you'll really have to submit some documents. You'll have to speak a bit about yourself. So if you have a strong study project with good grades, then that could be more like that you'll get some chances at it.
Yeah, that's great. So, guys, if you have more questions about education in Montreal or general questions about universities and programs, please keep them coming in the comments. Because the next topic that we're going to talk about is the application process and how to go about studying in Montreal. So what are the steps to study in Montreal?
We actually have a special page on that topic on our website. So Marine will, or the host will just send it to you right away in the chat. But the first step is really to find the right student teaching institution for you. So make sure that you fit the admission requirements. You can also use Study Connect that I mentioned a little earlier to really find the school for you. And then it will be to submit an online application to that school in question. wait for your answer, your acceptance letter, and then when you have it in hand, you can actually start the immigration process, which is a two-step immigration process. The first one is the Quebec, the province of Quebec level. It's called a CAQ. And then after it's with the federal level, so at the Canadian level. And when everything will be said and done and your study permit is on the way, you can start getting ready to live your Montreal experience with us.
Yeah, that's great. And the link is also posted in the comments. So you mentioned before a platform called I Choose Montreal. So
Yes,
do you
this
want
is
to?
sorry. This
Sorry,
is
yeah.
our website. Yeah.
Oh, this is on our website. Okay, so so in the same link that my colleague posted, you can see the I Choose Montreal platform.
Yes, absolutely. So this is I Choose Montreal is like the website in itself, like the whole thing. This is our initiative, but the tool that I just mentioned is Study Connect, and you can find it on our webpage, ichoosemontreal.com.
Okay, perfect. And so we have a question from Lon Dewey. Is it advisable to study your postgrad in law at Montreal?
Marine, do you have something to say about law in Montreal?
If I think for like if you want to study law in English, like if it's a postgraduate, I think it could work. But for undergrad, it's more complicated because you need to have experience, like already several credits in a previous university if you're not Canadian. So it's a little bit more complicated. But I think for the postgraduate level, it is possible. But there are like a lot of programs. So as Eugenie said, if you're not sure if it's possible or not, please check the link that it's just posted. So Study Connect, and then fill out your profile, and it will show you if you can apply to, like, which university can you apply to or not.
And do not hesitate to contact the school directly also if you want to make sure that you fit the requirements and that you're eligible to some programs. That would be one of my recommendations. And don't forget also that law can be a little tricky because if you want to work in Canada, you'll have to get to know a certain type of law. Sorry, for example, I think that with Canadian laws is the common law, but if you're staying in Quebec, for example, that could be the civil law or something like this. I'm sorry, I'm not in law, but but so just make sure that you're actually getting the knowledge that you'll have to be able to work and exercise right after.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And so the next question is from David. How can we apply for accounting for undergraduate, and how much to get for any opportunity for scholarships?
That's a really specific question. For accounting, there's a lot of different universities that are teaching accounting. You can actually use Study Connect to get to know what school will really fit your needs. If you have different schools in your results, I would recommend you to go on each website of those different schools and really see what schools really fit your project and how much to get along in any opportunity for scholarships. As I mentioned a little earlier, I would recommend you to actually contact the school of your interest and ask for what scholarship you could be eligible to.
Perfect. And so there's a question asking if is it easier to get placement for undergraduate or a master's degree?
It really depends on what you have studied before. I think that Canada in general are looking for a kind of continuity. So if you already have an undergrad degree, you can probably think about going to the master level. So it really goes that way, really. But if you're just out of high school, let's say, you could be eligible to an undergrad degree as well. So it really depends on what you actually have studied already and what is your main and general study project.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is also very specific, but Aslan is asking about which English exam is usually required for universities, IELTS or TOEFL.
That can be both, actually. It really depends on the program. So there are different tests that are accepted. It really depends on the school and the program. I even heard that Duolingo can be like sometimes accepted also.
Yeah, all the tests are listed on the company, not a company, on the university's website. So I encourage you to go and see, which tests are eligible and what score do you need in each test. Mhm.
Perfect. That's great to know. Thank you. And guys, we actually have a video about the platform I Choose Montreal talking about the study permit applications. So let's watch this video together to know more about the applications.
So you have chosen Greater Montreal for your international studies. Excellent choice. Once you've received your acceptance letter from the educational institution, the final step is to apply for your Quebec Acceptance Certificate, CAQ, from the Government of Quebec, as well as a study permit from the Government of Canada. It's as easy as pie. You'll see. First off, open an application file for your CAQ online. To fill out your application, you will need these 5 things on hand. Then, pay the processing fee, save the necessary documents in PDF format, and submit them online through the Quebec government's ARIMA platform. After you have received your CAQ approval, ask for your study permit online via your MyCIC account. You will have to put together a few documents to submit your application online, but to start with, you'll need these 4 documents. Consider checking out your MyCIC profile because you will be asked to provide your biometric data. Afterwards, you will receive an approval letter that will be used to issue your study permit once you arrive in Canada. Now it's up to you to make sure you're all set to start your studies in beautiful Montreal. Visit ichoosemontreal.com for more information.
That was great. Perfect. So the next question is that what is the current COVID situation in Montreal like?
I think it's getting better. I think it's great actually. We don't need the passport to get into public spaces anymore. We're still wearing the mask though, but we're getting slowly out of it, and the cases are under control. I think that we don't have. We're not as afraid as we were before, and I think the situation is really getting better by the day.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great to know. Thank you. And we already talked about the part-time jobs and that international students can get jobs in Montreal. So some students are asking where can they find jobs or how can they apply?
So
Marine?
yeah, so actually on our website we have a section with job opportunities. So it's for international students. So when you will be an international student here, you can always check this out. But if it's just for a restaurant or a cafe, you just go in there and ask if they're looking for people because they usually do. And otherwise, you have all the classic sites such as LinkedIn or Indeed, like just on the internet. But as I said, it's really easy to find one.
Yeah. We there's also some Facebook groups. There's special websites. You really can find them easily on using Google or on internet.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So Aslan is asking. I think like he's talking about the student visa and like the student visas. If maybe you offer any help with that.
Sadly, we don't offer any personal assistance. We do provide some general information on our website, just like the video that we just have shown. So we will really invite you to actually look for our website. If you're looking for any further information or more information, I would recommend you to go see on the Quebec's government website or Canada's website. And but sadly, we don't offer any personal assistance.
But the process overall is pretty easy. Like I've been through it, and it's just follow what it says. Answer to the like send the right forms, and everything will go smoothly.
Step by step.
Yeah, that's great to know. Thank you. And there's a question. Are international students being accepted into universities despite the COVID situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, People are coming in the country. You can attend your classes in person, in classes. It's really getting back to normal. Sorry, Mandy, you wanted to say something
Yeah, I
else?
was just gonna say they were never not allowed to come because you have a study permit, so you have the right to enter the country for your studies.
Yeah, that's great to know. Thank you. And this question might be specific. Is mass communication available in master level at Montreal?
We have different information on our website, but really every communication about master degree or specific programs can be also found on the university website directly. So do not hesitate to see and read different websites to get a general idea of the topic.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. And then, Marine, when you came as an international student, what advice would you give the students so that they can adapt faster to the culture and just accept it faster? And yeah, just so that they can feel more comfortable in the new destination.
I would say keep an open mind, even though people here are really welcoming, like local people, but also other international students, Garrett. They are just like you know, coming from a different country where they have no family and no friends. So everybody's really welcoming. So this is really great. Yeah, just reach out to your university or college, like if you have any question, because they do have international students, like people who like they will help you, like advisors that can help you with your visa and your classes, how to enroll and everything. So do not hesitate to ask questions because there are a lot of resources here dedicated for international students.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good to know. And Eugenie, would you like to give them also an advice if they have any doubt or they're scared to study in Montreal? What advice would you give them?
I have learned, I was listening to another international student that was speaking about his own experience, and he said something really great. And I think it's really applicable to every international study project, but just be yourself. Do not try to fit, because yeah, you do try to fit, of course, but do not try to force a different personality of yours just because you're in a different place. Really do be yourself, make the best out of it, and you'll find your own place and project and life in Montreal for you.
That's a great advice. Thank you so much for that. So, guys, you still have a couple of minutes to keep your questions coming in the comments so that Eugenie and Marine can answer them. Anything you need to know about studying in Montreal. So, please keep your questions coming. But before that, we also have another very interesting video to show about why you should choose Montreal. So, let's watch it together.
My name is Hasti. I study software engineering at Concordia.
Je m'appelle Kéran, j'étudie au Collège antique en technologie du génie industriel.
Je m'appelle Taina Teiva Trechinski. J'étudie présentement à l'ITHQ en service et sommellerie.
Ce qui a fait que j'ai choisi Montréal, c'est par rapport à l'enseignement, c'est quand même l'un des meilleurs dans le monde entier.
J'avais vraiment entendu de la ville de Montréal qui était très inclusive, qui était très polyethnique.
I don't know how, but Montreal manages to have everything at the same time in the best possible way.
Mes premières impressions étaient que tout le monde veut nous aider.
Il y a tellement de ressources que le collège met à ta disposition. Tu as tous les outils pour réussir. Tu rajoutes de l'implication venant de ta part. C'est du 100% pour toi, carrément.
You have time to study, you have time to work, you have time to have fun.
Les gens sont accueillants. Ils sont ouverts d'esprit, ils t'acceptent comme tu es.
It's amazing. Every day you wake up, there are 1,000 of opportunities.
Dans une ville comme Montréal, c'est beaucoup plus facile de s'adapter très rapidement.
People know how to have fun here.
À Montréal, je me sens chez moi tout de suite.
I choose Montreal because everything is possible here.
Je suis content d'avoir choisi Montréal.
Ha terminado. Señor.
Yeah, so that was great. I hope you guys have a really great knowledge about Montreal now. But if you still want to know more, you still have a couple of minutes to ask your questions. So we have a question here. From Eileen. I think many of us are concerned with the finances of tuition as well as accommodation. So, are universities willing to assist students in this regard?
Yes, absolutely. If you have, I mean, schools are there to help you out, guys. If you ever choose to study there, they will really guide you and provide you with the most useful information that can help you get to us in Montreal. So yes, about finances, you can actually contact them and ask for scholarships or expenses or how to manage a budget, or even accommodation. Also, you can find some information about the student housing on campus, but also other students that are looking to share a flat with some flatmates. So really, yes, they are there for you.
Yeah, that's great to know. And there's a question from Tahib saying, "I really want to study in Canada, but I don't know how to go about it." So, Marine, as you were an international student yourself, maybe you can tell us like just a quick overview of where you started and what was the process like.
So the first thing is to find the right university or college for you. And when back then, when I was looking, I didn't have any tools except going to every university's website, which was really long. So I encourage you to go to our Study Connect platform, which have all the programs that are available for international students. And once you fill out the form, and then it will show you where you can apply, and then go on the university website and see if you have the right requirements. And if you do, well, I would just say apply for the program that you like, and finger crossed that you will get in.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great to know. Thank you so much for your answer. Guys, so that was it for today. I really hope that you got a lot of information from Eugenie and Marine. Their answers were amazing, and we really got lots of knowledge about this great city. But if you did not get a chance to ask your question today, you still have the opportunity to get in touch with them and ask your question later about studying in Montreal, about anything you need to know about this destination. So this is the contact information on screen, as you guys see here. So please do not hesitate to get in touch to ask all your questions. And guys, would you like to add anything?
Hopefully we'll see you again in Montreal. We really hope to see you, and we really hope you'll enjoy your experience with us in Montreal.
And do come to Montreal, and you won't regret it. It's the best student experience ever.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw great videos. We got a lot of amazing information, and a lot of the students are really interested about and knowing more. And I can see that they're really engaged. And we have Paula saying we'll search more about Montreal. So this is great. Thank you once again for being here, and we really hope to see you again on the Student World Talks to tell us more about this amazing destination. So see you soon, Marine and Eugenie, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you to you, Lynn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode as much as I did. I personally love Montreal. I think it's a great city for international students. There's a lot of opportunities, study opportunities, work opportunities, multiculturalism, and it's really just great from all the sides. So I can see that you guys are excited about it, and I am too. So I'm really happy to know that. And if you guys enjoyed this episode today, good news for you is that we still have more episodes coming every Tuesday about new destinations, new universities. We have, like different representatives coming from different universities telling us about programs, about studying there, about opportunities for you guys. So please keep watching us here on the Student World Talks and engaging with us, and bring your friends too. Invite them so that they can ask their questions and pursue their dreams abroad. And as usual, I just want to remind you guys that the Student World, we have an Instagram page where you guys can follow us to get all the updates about studying abroad. We post there all the news about destinations and anything you need to know. You guys can comment there your suggestions. You can message us so we can know what else you would like to see here, and we will definitely love to hear your feedback. So, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, and I really hope to see you soon next Tuesday on the Student World Talks. Thank you so much, guys, and goodbye.